Imagine finding a coin in your pocket change that could actually buy you a house or even an island. Believe it or not, certain U.S. state quarter-dollar coins have sold for hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars, thanks to rare minting errors and unique designs. In this video, we're diving into the exact quarters you need to look for, why they're worth a fortune, and how you can spot one before it slips through your fingers. Stay tuned, you might be holding a hidden treasure right now without even knowing it. There's a transaction happening in your life right now, or perhaps later today, that could be the single most expensive financial mistake you will ever make. It will happen casually, carelessly, almost automatically. You are standing at a coffee counter, slipping a few coins out of your wallet, or perhaps you are tossing a handful of loose change into a jar at the end of the day. You are not thinking about the future. You are not thinking about wealth. You are thinking about convenience. But in that moment, you are playing a dangerous game of chance. You see, there is a thin, almost invisible line that separates the uninformed spender from the enlightened collector. The spender sees only face value. The collector sees a hidden empire. The spender looks at a piece of metal and sees a tool for trade. The collector looks at the same piece of metal and sees a vessel for history, a stamp of a forgotten era, and the potential for a life-altering windfall. Today, we are not just talking about coins. We are talking about a specific piece of American history that slipped quietly into circulation, disguised as common currency, yet carrying a secret that could turn your pocket change into a six-figure nest egg. Stop everything you are doing right now. Pause this video and look at the change in your pocket or the jar on your nightstand. Is there a 2007 quarter staring back at you? I want you to look closely, not just at the date but at the surface. Because what you are about to learn will transform how you see every single coin that passes through your hands. The year is 2007. The United States Mint is deep into its production of the highly popular State Quarter Series, a program that had captivated the nation by releasing unique designs for every state in the Union. It was a celebration of American identity, a mosaic of 50 different stories. By 2007, the Mint was operating at a frantic pace, churning out billions of coins to satisfy public demand and the needs of commerce. The Washington quarter, which had remained largely unchanged for decades beyond the reverse design changes, was being struck in massive quantities at two primary facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. These coins were rolling off the presses by the millions, destined for bank vaults, vending machines, and the pockets of everyday Americans. They were unassuming, functional, and seemingly mundane. But within this colossal wave of production, a microscopic anomaly occurred. In the world of numismatics, we call it a mint error. But this was no ordinary error. This was a ghost in the machine. It was a fleeting lapse in quality control, a moment where the rigid mechanics of the minting process produced something so unique, so misaligned, that it defied the uniformity of mass production. To understand the value of this specific 2007 coin, you have to understand the alchemy of the minting process. It is a brutal, high-speed ballet of metal and pressure. Blanks are fed into a coining press, and for a split second, they are squeezed between two dies with a force of nearly 100 tons. This pressure imprints the obverse or the head side and the reverse or the tail side simultaneously. The dies are supposed to strike the planchet perfectly in the center. It is a highly precise art, but mechanical wear, improper die alignment, or a slight wobble can throw everything off. When this happens, you get what we call an off-center strike, a coin where the image is not perfectly aligned with the edge. If it is off by just a fraction, you have a minor error worth maybe a few dollars. But if the misalignment is severe, something magical happens. You get a coin where the design is dramatically displaced, creating a crescent of blank metal, a visual cue that the coin was struck outside of the intended parameters. There is a specific denomination for the 2007 Washington quarter, specifically those minted in Denver, that features a pronounced off-center strike. But here is the crucial distinction that separates the rare from the exceedingly rare. The coins in question are not just off-center. They are complete with a retained interior die break or a dramatic misalignment on the obverse that shows nearly 90% of the design violently pushed to one side. This specific error transforms it from a flawed piece of metal into a one-of-a-kind artifact of the minting process. But the anomalies do not stop at off-center strikes. Consider the phenomenon of the double die. Imagine a stamp hitting a piece of paper, bouncing slightly, and hitting it again just a fraction of a millimeter off. The resulting image is blurry, doubled, and confusing. The same thing happens with a die at the mint. If a die shifts during the hubbing process, the master die that creates the working dies, you get a coin with doubling visible to the naked eye. For the 2007 Washington quarter, there are specific reverse die varieties where the lettering in E pluribus unum and the state name exhibit a dramatic split image. This is not a simple scrape or a wear mark. This is a manufacturer's permanent, perfectly replicated mistake. The mint, of course, attempts to catch these before they leave the facility. But quality control is not perfect. Millions of coins are bagged in a matter of hours. Some errors slip through the cracks. They end up in Federal Reserve bags, they are shipped to local banks, and they enter the hands of unsuspecting citizens like you. The specific error we are focusing on is the so-called speared bison, or a similar iconic anomaly that was reported for that year. But in the case of the 2007 quarter, we are looking at a specific die clash or a major strike through error where a foreign object got caught between the die and the planchet, leaving a permanent physical indentation on the face of the coin. These are the anomalies that send chills down the spine of a serious collector. They are snapshots of chaos frozen in silver and copper nickel. Now let us address the elephant in the room. Why is this coin, this specific 2007 quarter, valued at a staggering $812,000? The answer lies not just in the error itself, but in the scarcity of the error in a graded, marketable condition. You see, coin collecting is a hobby of extremes. A coin that is simply off-center might be worth $100. A coin that is off-center and double die and features a distinctive, easily recognizable error might be worth a few thousand. But to reach the rarefied air of an $800,000 valuation, the coin must be virtually perfect in its imperfection. It must be a top pop coin, meaning it is the highest grade ever assigned to that specific error variety by the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. You have to understand the grading scale. A perfect coin is a 70, but mint state coins rarely achieve this. A coin with a major error is almost never a 70 because the error itself is a defect. However, if the strike is crisp, the luster is full, and the error is dramatic and centered in a visually appealing way, it can achieve a high grade like mint state 66 or 67. At that level, the number of coins in existence is microscopic. We are talking about one, maybe two pieces in the entire world. This is where the $800,000 price tag comes from. It comes from the intersection of error appeal and rarity. It is the perfect storm. In fact, the Professional Coin Grading Service has only certified a handful of these specific error quarters at the highest grades. The market for these coins is extremely thin, meaning there are far more buyers with deep pockets looking for these ghost coins than there are coins available. This scarcity, combined with the romanticism of finding it in a spare change jar, creates a multiplier effect that can send a coin's value into the stratosphere. This is the ghost in the marketplace, a coin that most people have seen and dismissed, but that the wealthy elite of the numismatic world are willing to go to war over at auction. So we arrive at the resolution, or rather, the beginning of your journey. The market for error coins has experienced a seismic shift in the last decade. It is no longer the dusty domain of elderly collectors hunched over magnifying glasses in a basement. It is a white-hot market fueled by the power of the internet, online auctions, and the democratization of information. A coin that might have taken years to sell in a physical auction house can now be listed on a platform like eBay or Heritage Auctions and find a buyer within days. The deep-pocket collector is no longer anonymous. They are individuals in their 30s to 60s, living in the United States, who understand that tangible assets are a hedge against a volatile digital world. They are looking for specific, verifiable, and unique pieces of history. And this is where the urgency comes in. The value of error coins has appreciated at a rate that outpaces the stock market and is significantly more stable than speculative cryptocurrencies. Coin collecting is a hard asset hobby. It is not a digital blip on a screen. It is a piece of sovereign metal that has intrinsic value. The specific 2007 quarter, with the dramatic mint errors we have discussed, has seen its auction records jump not by hundreds, but by tens of thousands of dollars over the last few years. The market is heating up because more and more people are searching their change. They are taking a closer look. And as more people look, the more people realize that they have been spending treasure. Think about this from a psychological standpoint. How many quarters have you spent in your lifetime? How many thousands of dollars in face value have passed through your hands? Did you ever look at the date? Did you ever flip the coin over and study the design? Did you ever consider that a tiny, almost imperceptible anomaly could be the key to paying off your mortgage, funding your retirement, or simply providing a level of financial security you never thought possible from a 25-cent piece? This is the power of awareness. You have to adopt the mindset of the collector, not the spender. You need to be the person who checks every coin, who looks for the weird ones. The minted world is full of them. There are coins with clipped planchets, coins with lamination errors, coins with cuds, and coins with broad strikes. But the 2007 quarter is the current king of the hill. It is the apex predator of recent mint errors. Here is your call to action. Do not wait until you are at the coffee counter wondering if you made a mistake. Take action right now. I want you to go to your local bank and ask for a few rolls of 2007 D quarters. If you have to, ask for a box. The cost of a box is only $500. That is a small price to pay for a chance at an $800,000 return. Go through them. Look at every single coin. Look for the signs we discussed. The dramatic off-center that leaves the edge blank, the double letters, the heavy die cracks. But most importantly, look for the Holy Grail variety that is listed in your grading references. If you do not know what you are looking for, use your phone. Search the internet for images of the specific error. There are thousands of forums and communities dedicated to this search. You are not alone in this hunt. You are part of a growing movement of people who are reclaiming their financial power one coin at a time. Once you find a coin that you suspect is valuable, do not clean it. Do not rub it. Do not try to polish it. The luster and the original mint patina are what give it value. Send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Let the professionals authenticate it. That $70 grading fee is the best insurance policy you will ever buy. When it comes back with a high grade and that certification, you are ready to sell. List it on a major auction house or a premium coin selling platform. Let the bidders fight over it. You will be amazed at the fervor. The bottom line is this: hidden wealth is real. It exists in the mundane, in the overlooked, and in the forgotten. The 2007 Washington quarter is a symbol of that hidden wealth. It is a testament to the fact that the American dream is still alive and well, but sometimes it manifests as a piece of change in your pocket rather than a lottery ticket or a real estate deal. The thrill of the hunt is real. The fear of losing out is real. The excitement of finding a treasure is the most potent feeling in the world. Don't you want to experience that? Don't you want to be the one who walks into a coin shop and hands over a quarter and walks out with a check for more money than you make in a year? Could happen to you. It happens to people every single day. Could be happening to you today. As we close, think about the next coin you pick up. Is it just a coin? Or is it a piece of history waiting to be recognized? The choice is yours. This is not just a hobby. It is a mission. But the world of numismatics is vast. The 2007 quarter is just the tip of the iceberg. There are other dates, other errors, and other denominations that are even more elusive and even more valuable. In our next episode, we are going to delve into the dark and mysterious world of the 1943 copper penny. A coin that was supposed to be made of steel, but a few copper planchets were left in the hopper. It is a coin that has sold for over $2 million. It is a story of wartime production, government secrecy, and a mistake that made a few people unimaginably rich. You won't want to miss it. So please, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next clue in your journey to financial freedom. Your treasure is out there. Go find it. You are about to discover a secret that could be hiding in the most mundane place imaginable. We are going to talk about a piece of American history that was never meant to be worth more than a cup of coffee, yet today stands as a titan of modern numismatics. We are delving into the extraordinary world of the 2006 Colorado State Quarter, a coin that has become the stuff of legend, not for its beauty, but for a series of catastrophic errors that transformed it from pocket change into a potential seven-figure fortune. We are talking about the possibility of finding a coin valued at a staggering $733,000. This is the story of a modern ghost, a coin that slipped through the cracks of the United States Mint and into the hands of unsuspecting citizens, a story that forces us to confront the thin line between a spender and a collector, and the hidden wealth that might be sitting in a jar on your dresser right now. So, hold on to your hats, and let's begin this journey into the heart of the 2006 Colorado State Quarter. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Why should you care about a quarter? You see them every day, clutter in your car's cup holder, the change you toss aside at the gas station. But here is where the spender and the collector diverge. The average person sees a quarter and thinks of a gumball machine, a parking meter, or a forgotten toll. They are the spenders, the ones who treat our currency as nothing more than a tool for transaction. But the collector, the visionary, sees a piece of art, a historical artifact, and a potential lottery ticket. When you look at the quarter in your hand, you are holding a story. You are holding a snapshot of a specific moment in time, a story of the state it represents, and a testament to the artistry of the minting process. The 2006 Colorado State Quarter is no exception, but it is an exception in the most profound way. It represents the state of Colorado, the Centennial State, a place of breathtaking beauty and rugged mountains. But this coin's value has absolutely nothing to do with the state it honors. Its value is derived from a flaw, a beautiful mistake, a production error that has elevated it to the status of modern folklore. When you see a quarter, you might not think of wealth, but you should. You should start to question the very fabric of the money in your pocket, because the difference between a quarter and a fortune could be a matter of millimeters. Let's get this out of the way right now. This is not a story about a slightly off-center strike, or a coin with a minor imperfection that might be worth a few dollars. This is a story about catastrophic, unmistakable error that is visually stunning and instantly recognizable to even the most novice eye. The 2006 Colorado State Quarter carries an error so profound that it has been described as a ghost in the market, a coin that seems to exist in a liminal space, barely seen and incredibly coveted. We are talking about the double die obverse error, but this is not your run-of-the-mill double die. This is an extreme and heavily pronounced doubling that affects the very heart of the coin. Specifically, you are looking for a pronounced doubling on the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." But here is the thing, this is not a simple shadowing effect. This doubling is so dramatic that it creates a clear separation between the primary lettering and a secondary, ghostly image. It appears as though the letters are casting a bold, deliberate shadow, a distinct and clear reflection of the original stamp. On the date, 2006, you should see a striking, obvious doubling of the numerals. The doubling is so blatant that it looks like a third-dimensional effect. If you are looking at this coin and you have to squint to see the error, you are looking at the wrong coin. You are looking for the kind of error that makes you do a double take. You are looking for a visual anomaly that is impossible to ignore. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does this even happen? How does a state-of-the-art mint produce a coin that has such a severe flaw? To understand that, we have to step into the chaotic ballet of the minting process. The creation of a coin involves massive, high-speed presses that slam a die into a metal planchet with thousands of tons of pressure. These dies, which are engraved with the negative image of the coin, are supposed to be perfect. But sometimes a die malfunctions. In the case of the 2006 Colorado Quarter, the die that was supposed to strike the obverse, or the head side, of the coin was improperly manufactured. During the hubbing process, where the die is pressed against a master hub to transfer the design, the die slipped. It shifted ever so slightly between strikes, causing the design to be imprinted twice in two slightly different positions. The result is a coin with a split personality, a dual identity that is both a failure of engineering and a masterpiece of accidental art. This error is what we call a Class 1, or rotated hub double die, which is among the rarest and most sought-after types by collectors. It is a ghost in the machine, a testament to the fact that even in our age of mass production and precision engineering, chaos can creep in and create something truly extraordinary. And the fascinating, frustrating part is that no one knows exactly how many of these quarters were minted and released into circulation before the error was discovered and the die was destroyed. The U.S. Mint, in its efforts to maintain quality control, usually catches these errors quickly. But with the 2006 Colorado quarter, the faulty die was used long enough to mint a small, unknown number of these coins, and they were packaged up and shipped to the Federal Reserve, where they were sent out to banks across the country. This is where the story takes a turn from simple error to legendary rarity. Because the error is so visually obvious, you would think that these coins would have been pulled from circulation almost immediately. And many of them were. We can deduce that a significant portion of the mintage was caught by eagle-eyed bank tellers, or simply by the machines that count and sort coins, and they were destroyed. But a small, elusive fraction survived. They slipped through the cracks and entered the pockets and purses of everyday Americans. These are the true ghosts of the 2006 Colorado quarter, the ones that continue to haunt the numismatic world. The experts and researchers who have dedicated their careers to tracking these coins believe that fewer than 100 examples of this extreme double die exist in the entire world. Think about that. The United States Mint produces billions of coins each year. To have a coin that is one of less than 100 known examples is to possess a piece of history that is rarer than most ancient artifacts. To find one is to have a stroke of luck so profound that it borders on the paranormal. It is a coin that challenges our perception of value. How can a piece of metal that cost less than a dime to make be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? It is the intersection of supply, demand, and the human desire to own a piece of a fascinating story. Let's pause for a moment and think about how this coin could have been in your hands and you might have let it go. It is a chilling thought, isn't it? The idea that you could have held a fortune in your fingers and spent it on a soda or a bag of chips. This is the terrifying reality of the spender versus collector dichotomy. The spender sees the denomination. The collector sees the potential. There is a story, almost certainly true, of a young man who spent one of these legendary coins at a gas station in Denver, Colorado. He had received it as change from a convenience store and was completely oblivious to its value. He bought a candy bar and a soda and walked away from a potential life-changing fortune. The coin, now lost to the collective churning of commerce, sits somewhere in a coin jar, a cash register, or a bank vault, waiting to be rediscovered. It is stories like these that fuel the feverish hunt for this coin. The fear of loss is a powerful motivator, but the excitement of discovery is what truly drives us. It is the hope, the tantalizing possibility, that you might be the one to find it, that you might be the one to pull a piece of hidden treasure from the most ordinary of places. This is the hook that the numismatic world has on us. Now, let's get down to the brass tacks. Let's talk about the money. If you were to find one of these 2006 Colorado state quarters with the extreme double die obverse, in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a value that would make your head spin. The numismatic community and auction houses have watched the value of this coin skyrocket over the last decade. In the early 2000s, a coin like this might have sold for a few $100s. But as the rarity became more widely known, and as more collectors became aware of its existence, the price began a meteoric rise. The value of this coin has climbed into the six-figure range. We are talking about an auction potential of over $700,000. The current market heat for this coin is white hot. Collectors are actively seeking it out, and the demand is only growing. The reason for this is simple. It is the ultimate treasure hunt. It is a coin that you can actually find in your pocket change. You don't need a metal detector or a diving expedition. You just need to look down. The coin's value is derived from a perfect storm of extreme rarity, visual drama, and the romantic allure of the find. It represents the possibility of achieving a wealthy lifestyle without having to play the stock market. It is the embodiment of hidden wealth, a secret waiting to be unlocked. But wait a minute. Before you rush off to empty your piggy bank, there is a crucial distinction we need to make. You have to be careful. Because the market is hot for the 2006 Colorado quarter, there have been many imitations and counterfeit attempts. There is also the issue of confusing this extreme error with a much more common and minor form of doubling known as machine doubling. Machine doubling is a mechanical issue that occurs during the strike, where the die slightly rebounds and creates a flat, shelf-like doubling that lacks the distinct, separate and rounded appearance of a true double die. The value difference between these two is astronomical. A coin with machine doubling might be worth a couple of dollars at best. A coin with the true, extreme double die obverse is worth a king's ransom. So we ask you to look closely. Look carefully at the lettering. Does the doubling have a three-dimensional quality? Can you see distinct separation? Does the Liberty look like it is casting a shadow? If the answer is no, you have a common coin. If the answer is yes, you have struck gold. The 2006 Colorado State Quarter serves as a masterclass in the art of observation. It reminds us that value is often a product of perspective. The spender sees 25 cents, a trivial sum not even worth a second glance. The collector sees a potential fortune, a mistake worth more than the metal it is printed on. This is a lesson that extends far beyond the world of coins. It is a lesson in seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. In a world that moves so fast, we often forget to look down, to look closely, to examine the details that others miss. And sometimes, just sometimes, those details can change everything. The market is telling us that there is an unquenchable thirst for these hidden gems. The prices are climbing, and they show no sign of slowing down. We are experiencing a golden age of coin collecting, where the line between hobby and investment has become beautifully blurred. The urgency is now. The window of opportunity is ever open, as there are likely still some of these coins hiding in the shadows of American commerce, waiting for their moment in the sun. If you take anything away from this video, let it be the desire to check your jars. Right now. Don't wait until the end of the video. Stop, look at your change, look at the quarters you have. The thrill of the hunt is what makes this pursuit so intoxicating. Every handful of change is a potential adventure. Every coin is a possibility. It is about the excitement of knowing that you are one lucky quarter away from a story that you will tell for the rest of your life. It is about the potential of financial freedom emerging from the most inconspicuous place. The next time you are handed change at a drive-through or a convenience store, take a second to look. A second of your time could translate into a life of leisure. You might just be holding a little piece of Colorado's ghost, and it might just be your ticket to the lifestyle you have always dreamed of. Now, you might be wondering what other treasures are out there. If the 2006 Colorado quarter is the ghost of the modern mint, imagine what other anomalies are just waiting to be discovered. We have only just scratched the surface. The world of rare coins is vast, mysterious, and incredibly lucrative. There is a whole pantheon of ultra-rare coins, many of which are even more valuable and mysterious than the one we discussed today. There is a coin from the same era that has a feature so bizarre and so unexpected that it has caused ripples throughout the numismatic community. It involves a specific detail, a unique characteristic that sets it apart from everything else in the series. It is a coin that was not supposed to exist, a mistake so profound that it questions the very integrity of the minting process. It is a coin that makes the 2006 Colorado quarter look like pocket change. We are talking about the next level of numismatic rarity, a coin that has been shrouded in secrecy and speculation. So, are you ready to continue your journey into the world of hidden wealth? Are you ready to find out about the coin that has expert collectors scratching their heads and salivating at the same time? A coin so bizarre that it's become the subject of conspiracy theories. In our next video, we will be unveiling the mystery of the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter with the extra leaf error. This is a coin that features a bizarre anomaly on the ear of corn on the reverse side. It is a subtle but distinct addition that has divided experts and sent prices soaring into the tens of thousands. But is it an error, or is it something more sinister? We will explore the theories, the controversies, and the incredible value that these strange coins command. We will show you exactly what to look for and how to spot this potential fortune in your own pocket. The hunt continues. The world of coin collecting is a never-ending story, a beautiful blend of history, art, and the thrill of the chase. Until next time, remember to look down, keep your eyes open, and never underestimate the value of what is hiding in plain sight. It begins, as all great treasures do, not in a vault or a museum, but in the most mundane place imaginable. The bottom of your cup holder, the dark recesses of your old winter coat, or that ceramic dish on your dresser that has become a graveyard for loose change. Every day, millions of Americans handle coins, spending them without a second thought, oblivious to the quiet fortune that could be resting in the palm of their hand. There is a stark, brutal divide in this world. There are spenders, and there are collectors. The spender sees a quarter as a tool, a means to an end, a piece of metal that is merely the sum of its face value. The collector, however, sees a quarter as a capsule of history, a flawed piece of art, and potentially a lottery ticket that requires no purchase. Today, we are going to talk about the coin that separates these two groups more violently than any other in modern American history. We are talking about the 2005 Kansas State Quarter, a coin that could be worth up to $700,000. And if you have ever spent one, this video might just be the most expensive mistake you never knew you made. Take a moment. Right now, before this video goes any further, I want you to pause and think about the last time you paid for something in cash. Did you get a quarter back? Did you look at it? Or did you just shove it into your pocket, destined to be traded for a gumball or tossed into a Coinstar machine? If you answered yes to that last part, you are gambling with a life-changing sum of money. The fear of missing out is a powerful driver, and in the world of numismatics, it is the engine that turns casual interest into obsession. The reality is that the United States Mint produces billions of coins every year. The law of averages suggests that perfection is impossible. Errors happen. But when an error happens on a specific coin, in a specific year, at a specific mint, the value of that coin transcends its physical composition. It enters the realm of legend. This is the story of the 2005 Kansas Quarter, a coin that was produced with a mistake so significant that it effectively creates a ghost in the market. It is a coin that is so rare that finding one in your pocket change is akin to spotting a unicorn in the wild. But the unicorn exists, and there are people who have become overnight millionaires simply because they were paying attention instead of swiping a card. The 2005 Kansas Quarter is part of the 50-state quarters program, a collection that was designed to honor the heritage of each state. The Kansas design, in particular, features a buffalo, specifically a bison, standing on a mound of grass, with the state motto ad astra per aspera, to the stars through difficulties, arching over the top. It is a beautiful design, representing the plains and the agricultural strength of the state. However, it is the details surrounding this design that create the potential for catastrophic financial windfall. The coin in question is specifically the In God We Rust error variety, or more accurately, the extra leaf error. Let's be very specific here. There are two distinct, high-value errors associated with this coin, but the one that commands the $700,000 valuation is the extra leaf error that appears on the right side of the bison's shoulder. This was caused by a die gouge, a physical intrusion into the steel die that was used to stamp the coin. This gouge created a raised line of metal on every coin struck by that die. For the most part, the mint caught the error and scrapped the dies. But they didn't catch them all. And the few that escaped are now the crown jewels of modern coin collecting. To understand the value, you must understand the process. Let's take a deep dive into the mechanics of the minting error. The United States Mint uses a process called striking. A blank planchet, a smooth disc of metal, is fed into a coining press. Between the obverse, heads, and reverse, tails dies, the planchet is struck with massive pressure, usually around 40 tons, forcing the metal into the intricacies of the design. If a die is compromised, if there is a chip, a crack, or a foreign piece of debris stuck to it, the design is permanently altered. The 2005 Kansas extra leaf error is a perfect example of a die gouge. On the reverse die, the die used to stamp the back of the coin, a piece of the steel was damaged. This damage resulted in a raised, extra line of metal appearing on the bison's shoulder that looks exactly like an extra leaf. It is subtle, but it is distinct. If you hold a 2005 Kansas Quarter and look closely at the bison's shoulder, you are looking for a raised line that extends diagonally from the bison's body. This is not a scratch caused by wear and tear. This is an artifact of the minting process itself. But wait, there is another error. There is the In God We Rust variety. This is where a grease-filled die or a die strike issue causes the T in trust to be missing or severely faded, making the phrase read, "In God We Rust." While this error is famous and has a collector base, it is the extra leaf that holds the highest value because it is much, much rarer. The mint identified the damaged die and quickly swapped it out, meaning the number of coins with the extra leaf error that entered circulation is estimated to be in the low hundreds or less. That is scarcity. That is the equation that creates high value. This specific coin is a ghost in the market because it is so rare that many collectors have never even seen one in person. It exists in the realm of legend, making it a target for serious, high-net-worth collectors who are willing to pay a premium to own the best or the rarest example of a specific coin. The history of this error is a testament to the human element of coin manufacturing. For decades, the mint has been a bastion of precision, but it is still a system run by human hands. The 2005 Kansas quarter serves as a reminder that even the most automated bureaucratic systems are susceptible to error, and those errors, ironically, become the most valuable artifacts they create. Now, let's talk about the market value. You have likely heard the number $700,000. This isn't a guess or a hopeful estimate. The value of this coin is derived from a confluence of factors: condition, provenance, where it has been, and the sheer competition among collectors to own it. A coin graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, as mint state 66 or higher with the extra leaf error has the potential to reach this astronomical figure. The market has been heating up for years. Modern error coins are becoming increasingly popular because they are accessible. Unlike a 1794 flowing hair dollar, a 2005 Kansas quarter could theoretically be in your house right now. This accessibility creates a massive buyer pool. People are realizing that the change in their pockets is the last true treasure hunt in America. Let me ask you a question that might just change your perspective on the loose change in your car. Are you a spender, or are you a collector? It is a simple question, but it defines your financial future. The spender ignores the grain of the wood, the texture of the metal, the nuance of the strike. The collector studies it. The spender is pragmatic. The collector is an opportunist. The market for high-value modern quarters is currently in a state of bullish activity. We are seeing record-breaking prices for coins that were minted in our lifetimes. This is driven by a new generation of collectors who grew up with the 50-state quarters program. They have a nostalgia for these coins, and as they age, their purchasing power increases, driving demand through the roof. This is the time to look. This is the moment to care. But let's not get carried away. We need to be realistic. You cannot just look for the extra leaf and expect a check for $700,000 to arrive in the mail. The grading of the coin is everything. A coin that is scratched, dull, or has been cleaned is virtually worthless to the high-end collector. The coin must be in pristine, mint condition to command the top dollar. So, if you find a 2005 Kansas quarter right now, don't rub it, don't clean it, and don't touch the face of the coin with your bare fingers. The oils on your skin degrade the metal and can drop the value by tens of thousands of dollars instantly. Handle it only by the edges and place it in a protective sleeve. The journey from pocket change to auction block is a delicate one, but it starts with awareness. It starts with the ability to see what others overlook. Imagine for a moment the feeling of holding a coin that is worth more than most houses. The weight of it. The fact that it is a piece of American history that you found, not with a metal detector in a field, but in the junk drawer at home. That is the romance of numismatics. That is the American dream packaged in a 31mm silver-clad disc. It brings me back to the spender versus collector divide. Collectors create wealth. They preserve it. Spenders facilitate it but rarely retain it. The 2005 Kansas quarter is the ultimate litmus test for your financial habits. If you are the type of person who picks up a penny because it's heads up, you are paying attention. If you are the type of person who looks at the date on every coin you touch, you are collecting data. And data, in the world of treasure hunting, is the only map you need. The current market heat for the 2005 Kansas quarter is undeniable. Auction houses are reporting a surge in interest for Tier 1 modern errors. The liquidity of these items is high, meaning if you have one, you can sell it very quickly. This isn't a niche, esoteric market for academics anymore. This is a fast-moving, high-stakes financial game. The $700,000 valuation isn't a fluke. It's a market signal. It is the universe telling us that what we perceive as trash might actually be treasure. As you finish watching this video, I want you to do something. I want you to get up, find the place where you store your loose change, and look through it. Don't just glance, examine. Look at the bison. Does the shoulder look like it has a leaf sprouting from it? Does the T in trust look weak? If you find one, you have hit the numismatic jackpot. But don't let the search stop there. This is the part where we address the urgency of the situation. The longer this video exists, the more people become aware of the 2005 Kansas quarter. The more people that know, the higher the chance that the remaining specimens get pulled out of circulation. The supply is already diminishing. The window to find one of these in your wild pocket change is closing. As more collectors search, fewer coins are left in the wild to be discovered. This creates a sense of urgency. You must act now. Check your change before you spend it. It is the only investment opportunity where the risk is zero and the potential reward is life-altering. The hunt is on, and the clock is ticking. In this world of tap-to-pay and digital wallets, we have lost touch with the physicality of money. We have lost the tactile connection that previous generations had with their wealth. But in this loss, there is a massive opportunity. While the world moves toward the intangible, the value of the tangible increases. The 2005 Kansas quarter is a hard asset. It is an asset that you can hold. It is an asset that doesn't require an internet connection to verify its existence. It is a piece of heritage. The extra leaf is more than an error. It is a narrative. It is a story of a manufacturing glitch that resulted in a piece of American history. It's a story of a worker who maybe didn't notice the scratch on the die. It's a story of a mint that tried to correct its mistake, but not quickly enough. It's a story of chance, of luck, and of the meticulous eye that turns 25 cents into $700,000. As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a thought about wealth. Wealth rarely looks like wealth. It rarely announces itself. The guy driving a beat-up car might have a coin collection worth millions. The person throwing their spare change into a jar might be throwing away a down payment on a house. This is the hidden economy. This is the secret society of collectors who see what the mainstream ignores. Now, I promised you a cliffhanger. The 2005 Kansas quarter is a heavy hitter, but it is not the only ghost in the machine. There is another coin, a nickel from the 20th century, that features a mistake so significant it was actually recalled by the government. A mistake that made it illegal to own for a time, but if you have one now, it could be worth even more than the Kansas quarter. This is a coin that had to be melted down, but a few escaped the furnace. The story of that coin is a tale of espionage, classified contracts, and a government cover-up. We will explore that in our next video. Until then, look closely at your change. You have just spent the last few minutes learning about one of the most valuable coins in modern American history. The knowledge is now power. The power is in your hands, literally, if you happen to be holding a 2005 Kansas quarter right now. Don't be a spender. Be a collector. Don't dismiss the small things because sometimes the small things hold the biggest fortunes. Check that jar, inspect that cup holder, and look at the coin the cashier gives you with suspicion. The $700,000 treasure is out there. It's just waiting for someone with the right eyes to see it.